Welcome back to another video, guys. I know it's Dems here. I'm here today with another video for you guys. In this video, I will be giving you guys a life update, sharing with you guys where we are in our life currently. Also, is Canada what we had expected it to be, having been here for the past 2 years, and also what are our future plans, what are our goals and stuff like that in terms of in Canada, and just general how are we doing. If you're new here, guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to another video. We truly appreciate you guys for being a part of this community. If you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing and joining our community, smashing a like, and definitely leave a comment. Let us know what you think about this video and also what you think about all the other videos that we have on this wonderful community. So let's get into it. As I just said, in this video I'll be giving you guys a life update. Where are we in our lives currently? And is Canada what we expected it to be? Where we are in our life currently, guys, we are at a place where we are extremely grateful, and we just want to share every step of our journey with our community, because we believe that our experience can definitely help you guys transition to Canada. If you're coming especially as a student or as a temporary resident, what are some of the pros and cons, and also what are some of the stuff that you can look out for? I'll hopefully I really hope that I'm able to answer some of those questions in this video. Now, I came to Canada in 2019 as an international student, as some of you guys might have already known. I came with my wife and my daughter at the time, who came on a work permit and also a visitor's record, right? Now, I went to school. I did 2 years in school. While in school, I could have only worked for 20 hours while school was in session, and also when school was out of session, I could have worked full time. Now, after being here for a few months, guys, COVID-19 happened. Now, that caused a lot of stuff to be different, pretty much. So Canada pre-COVID is not the same Canada post-COVID. In terms of what it was like before, in terms of all of the opportunities and the jobs and stuff like that, it became like different. Jobs were like very difficult to get, and also just the level of opportunities became like different, right? So I came here in early September of 2019. I started school. At the time, we were staying with family, as we would have explained in previous video as well. So at that point in time, we were just pretty much transitioning. But being who we are, we were never ever contented with just sitting down and waiting before making a move, right? So as initially as I got here, Nats got here like 4 days after me, and Nats is my wife for those of you guys who don't know. Came here 3 days after. As soon as we were here, we just started looking for jobs, because we were never privileged enough to like make the move with a lot of surplus cash, which many of you guys are able to do. And I really encourage you guys to do that as best as possible. If it is that the more money you have is the better the transition will be or can be. Now, we were never privileged to be in that position, so we had to get a job like as soon as possible. So started looking for a job. We were just looking all over the place, right? At that point in time, there was no like clear picture of what we wanted to do or anything like that. The main priority was just to get a job. So we started looking on different job sites, different places. And in addition to that, we also started like physically going to different organizations to see whether or not they were employing and stuff like that. Because at that point in time, in September 2019, no COVID was around as yet, so opportunities were still there pretty much. So for me, it was a little bit limited, because I could have only looked for part-time jobs, which would facilitate me working for 20 hours per week. I looked on Indeed and I saw a job opening as a business development personnel at a very prestigious organization here in Northern Alberta, right? I had the qualifications, so I made an application, and luckily I was successful. I got the job, and it allowed me to work for 20 hours, right? Now, the office was pretty close to my school, but it was like still at a distance. At the time, we didn't have a car. We had to walk, right? No, not we, I had to walk. So it took me like pretty much 10 minutes between school to the office at the time, and yeah. Sometimes I was the only one on the road walking, because not many persons were walking everybody drove, right? So that was a good job in my estimation. It definitely gave me a lot of experience, even though I was not there for long. I was there from, I'd say, mid-September to the last day of November of 2019. And my job was pretty straightforward. My job was pretty engaging, and I loved what I did. But the thing is, I found it difficult. I found it very difficult to balance that job as well as balance school, because it was a job that required me even after hours. Like, being a business development personnel, you have to be meeting with clients, you have to be doing all of these things. So I had to be doing that a lot. And even at night after school, I had to be like meeting with clients at dinner and stuff like that. So that was really pressuring in terms of balancing school and also that job. So in my estimation, it was conflicting with school, which was the main reason why I was here, because like ultimately I was on a study visa. So if it is that I allowed work to dominate my studies, then that would have probably affected my immigration processes in the future as well. So at that point in time, I made a decision that, you know what, um, as much as I love this job, I'm gonna give it up for another job. And then I wanted a job that had a little bit more structure. Structure in terms of you just went, you did that job, and then you go home pretty much. So go to school, go to work, go home. Nothing after, right? So that was what I looked for. And then because of what I was looking for something specific. I ended up getting a job as a part-time teller in a bank, right? So I got that job in December 2019, and I worked for 20 hours per week, right? As per stipulated on my study permit. That was very good. That was a very good opportunity, because I did that job straight throughout school, and I am still with that bank even now. So that was definitely a good opportunity for me, right? So I started as a part-time teller. I did that straight throughout school, and then I graduated school in April 2019. 2021, sorry, in April 2021, as you guys would have known. When I graduated school, guys, I then made an application for my postgraduate work permit, which was luckily successful. And then also we had applied for my wife's work permit extension, and also my daughter's extension as well, which was all granted. I'm extremely grateful. After finishing school, I became permanent. I became full-time. So I was no longer working. I'm no longer working as a part-time teller, luckily. Instead, what happened when I finished school, I became a full-time permanent teller, which was also a very good opportunity, because as I'm working in a bank in Canada, right? So I'm doing that. I've been doing that for a few months, and then I got a promotion, and I'm no longer a full-time teller, but I'm now doing something else in the bank, which is a major upgrade. So that was very, very good for me and my family, because that definitely gave us more experience based on what I had back home in Jamaica. It's directly in line, and definitely I'm seeing a lot of growth and stuff in my personal career path, and in terms of my not just my overall goals of what I want to achieve in the corporate space, in the corporate environment, right? Now, in light of all of that, guys, of course, my wife, she was never fortunate to get a bank work or anything like that. She had to be doing like a number of different jobs. She at one point was working 3 jobs at the same time. She worked as a cleaner and a housekeeper at 2 separate hotels at the same time. And then that got a little bit stressful, and then COVID hit, and then she lost pretty much all her jobs. She was laid off, because everyone was laid off, because the province was on lockdown. So the industry pretty much that she worked in had to close. She worked at a casino, and then that had to be closed down, and then the hotels were really slow, so she got laid off and stuff. So that was pretty much like a step back in terms of her own advancement in terms of employment, right? But the thing is, the fact that she was laid off doesn't mean that we weren't earning any income, right? We were still earning income, because you get what is called employment insurance here, which is very good. In terms of when you work, you pay a percentage of your salary to EI, and then if it is that you're laid off or you got fired for any reasons not outside of your fault, or like that you didn't quit or walk off the job or anything, you get employment income, which is called EI, and you get it, which pretty much is a substantial fund, which is almost equivalent to what you would have earned if you are even employed still, and you will get that until you're either re-employed again and stuff like that, right? So we were still getting money from there and stuff like that. Then after a couple of months after being home, she then got called back for the casino job, the cleaning job, which definitely she was getting a little bit frustrated after being home for so long and stuff like that. So she went back there and she did it. But then, she wasn't like necessarily like in the cleaning job, because that's not what she does. She is an administrator as well, something similar pretty much to what I do. But the thing is, there was just not many opportunities because COVID hit and stuff. So she had to go back. But then it started taking a toll on her. So we decided that, it's time for her to find a different job. She did then get another job at I'd say a very popular factory here in Canada, and she did it for a couple months. She didn't really like it. She hated it from day one, but then she did it because, of course, her work is just a work. So after doing it, she the early part of 2021, she got pregnant. In her early part of her pregnancy, she was she had some like morning sickness and stuff like that, which caused her to not be able to like function as though she would have normally would on the job. So long and short, them lay her off again. So she was laid off in March. We did a video on that whole experience as well. You guys can definitely go and check it out. We try to be as open as possible in all our experiences here in Canada. She then ended up getting laid off from that job and stuff. So she got EI again, and then she went on maternity leave and now parental leave. So she's still earning, but she hasn't been employed since being laid off from that factory job. So she's gonna be home for another couple months, and then she's gonna be starting looking for work again in another few months. What it is that we spoke about, she wants to do something that allows her to stay at home. So now she has 2 kids dealing with. Even though I say she's really us, right? Has 2 kids dealing with and stuff. So she prefers something that is a little bit more stay at home, which I totally understand. And stuff like that. So that is where she is. She's also planning to start college next year. She has never been to college in her life. She did like short courses here and there, and usual certificate short courses, but she has never been to college. So that's a step that she is definitely gonna be taking next year. I'm very happy for her because I know that she really wants to stand on her own 2 feet and not necessarily in the fact that I've been to college and I'm working in a bank and stuff like that. She finds joy in that, but she wants to have her own story, which I totally understand and which I totally support. So that's where that is in regards to that. Where I am concerned, my career path right now, I am on an upward trajectory in terms of in the corporate space here in Northern Alberta. So I'm definitely gonna be doing this at least for a little bit while longer. While we figure out what it is that we want to do. As another form of career path, I was thinking of doing a immigration consulting course, so I would be able to assist a lot more persons in terms of getting factual information and stuff like that to persons who really, really want it and stuff like that, and stuff at a lower cost, right? So I'm not too sure if I'm going to be doing that anymore, to be honest. So right now I'm just stuck in the corporate land space and just seeing how best I can progress where that is concerned, right? While supporting NATS as much as possible and that where that is concerned. Now, the other question that I would like to answer is kids, right? Where our kids are in their life. So that's where NATS is, that's where I am at. Where are our kids? So Malika has autism, which we have been really open with you guys. She has autism and she's non-verbal. She was diagnosed a little bit after coming here to Canada, even though, to be honest, we knew that she was developmentally delayed, but we just didn't know why. So getting here to Canada, she was able to get some access to speech therapy, physiotherapy, and dietitian and stuff like that, which has been really, really, really helpful to her. She has since started school last year, the summer of 2020, which is really a PUF program, it's called, which is for kids who suffer from developmental delays and other form of neurological deficiencies and stuff like that. But that's only something that, to my knowledge, is only offered in Alberta. So she been a part of that program, which is really a pre-K program, pre-kindergarten program, to get them up to speed by the time they are ready to start kindergarten. So she's been in that program and she's been doing really well, and definitely we have been seeing a lot of improvements both in her social and just overall development of her. So that's something that we are really, really grateful for as well. Now, where does she go from here? Now, next year we're thinking of either doing one or two things. We're either waiting to see what type of program is there in terms of the same school that she goes to. I know that there's a number of different programs for kids like her, but if we feel like it's going to be a challenge, then we're probably going to be contemplating homeschooling her to see if that gives her like a better opportunity in terms of getting to where we want her to be, and definitely take it one step at a time. Right now, let me just take a pin right there. I just want to thank everybody who has been giving us support, both mentally in terms of encouraging us to just continue doing what we're doing and stuff. Sometimes it can be very difficult. We ain't gonna lie, we're not gonna pretend like everything is perfect. Sometimes it can be very difficult, but being here in a country like Canada makes it a little bit easier, and for that we're very, very, very grateful. Right? Also, guys, if it is that you guys don't want me to give up on the immigration consulting dream, guys, definitely check out support my GoFundMe. The link will definitely be in the bio down below. It's been up for like a few weeks now, or probably a month now. Definitely see if you can check that out if you want to support that dream, that goal. That's always an avenue that's always available, right? You guys can definitely support us through that avenue. Being here in Canada, is Canada what we expected it to be? Actually, in some cases yes, and in other cases no. For me, the reason why, let me start with why I say it's not what I expected it to be before I say why I expected it to be. For me, I've never traveled before, so my expectation was kind of like fictitious in terms of like streets of gold and stuff like that. So for that reason, no, it's not like that. However, is it what we expected it to be? Yes, it is, absolutely, and more. In terms of the opportunities are limitless, the quality of life is A1, and also you just feel better about living. You just feel better about life. Like you appreciate life so much more and stuff like that, right? So I definitely think it is what we expect it to be, and plus more. COVID-19 came a little bit after we had been to Canada, so that has limited our opportunities mostly on that side. I was fortunate enough to get a job get a foot in that I'm still in and giving it my best shot, and I've been definitely seeing a lot of growth and development in my own self and also in the corporate sphere here in Canada. I can now say that I've had like 2 years of Canadian work experience in a corporate environment, which is very, very good as well, right? For one summer as well, guys, I also had to deliver pizza. I didn't share this with anybody as well, but like I did a summer where I was still working in the bank part-time, but because I could have worked full-time throughout the summer, I had to like delivering pizza and stuff like that. And that for me was an experience as well, because like that's not something that I thought I would have been doing. But you know what, guys, we do what we have to do to survive, and then that was also an experience. Probably have to share that with you guys in another video as well. You guys can leave a comment if you want to hear about my pizza delivery journey. That's also something that I would like to share. Okay, now guys, come to the big part that you guys all want to know. Are they moving back to Jamaica? Why are they moving back to Jamaica? Is it possible that they're thinking of moving back to Jamaica? The answer is absolutely, guys. Yes. We are thinking of moving back to Jamaica, but in the future. We're thinking of creating a platform, a foundation here. Probably takes 10 years, probably takes 20 years, we don't know. And then after creating that platform, we absolutely have talked about going back to our country of birth. And the reason for that is because it's just too cold here. Like it's just too cold. There's joy in celebrating winter in Canada in terms of coming from a country that doesn't even see snow. We appreciate it and stuff like that, but guys, it's just too cold. So when we are retiring, or when we get close to like retirement and stuff, like we think that, you know what, it's best to just go back home. You don't have to deal with the cold and all of those other stuff. So yeah, that is why we are thinking of going back, but that is not anytime soon. So definitely that's something to to look for in the future. Where we are in our immigration journey. Where we are in our immigration journey, we are currently waiting on IRCC to approve our permanent residencies application. Oh no, hurry up, no, we're not wait pan. Right? We have made our permanent residency application this year underneath the TR to PR program that came in effect May of this year. So we have definitely made our PR application then, and we're just waiting on approval from IRCC, and then that would make us permanent residents of Canada, and that's something that we are, we're looking forward to, and we'll definitely share that celebration with you guys. We can't wait to just get those emails, get that confirmation, and then we'll definitely come and we'll share that with you guys as well, because we like to share all of our experiences to our community, just to let you guys know that it is possible, right? It is possible. So we also have had another child. I told you guys that Nat was pregnant. In case you guys are just tuning in for the first time on our channel and haven't watched any other video, we had another child. We got another daughter. Her name is Malia. She is Canadian, which is very good. Now, having a child in Canada doesn't really strengthen your immigration opportunities. You have to do that on your own, but it does feel good having a child in Canada, I must say. This is something that we didn't thought was possible when we were back in Jamaica, right? But yeah, we are here where we are, and we are now a family of 4, and 3 of us are waiting on our permanent residences confirmation, and 1 of us is already a Canadian. So that's definitely a step in the right direction, and we are just, we're just extremely grateful for that as well, and stuff like that. We're also extremely grateful for this community. Thank you guys so much for supporting our channel. Thank you guys for always being here with us. Thank you guys for just continue making us feel like we're just awesome people, and you guys are awesome people too, and we really and truly find value in sharing our experiences with you guys. And of course we try to be as open as possible and transparent as possible. Getting a job here in Canada as a new immigrant can be a very difficult task. But what I would tell you guys is definitely, just be willing to start from anywhere. Just get a foot in. Not because you have a doctorate, a master's, or whatever in your home country means that you're gonna get a job that is equivalent to your qualification, right? What most employers look on here is Canadian work experience and Canadian qualifications, guys. So if it is that you guys can, get as much as that as possible, definitely make use of it. Don't just hold out for that one job, right? I was blessed to be able to get a job in a very reputable company, 2 reputable companies actually, but that's just luck. That's not because I did anything different. That's not because I was like more qualified than anybody else. No, that's not the case. And I take it back. That wasn't luck, guys. I was just blessed. I was just blessed with the opportunities to be employed with 2 reputable companies, for 2 companies to take a chance, right? Like my first interview that I went on, it was just a conversation, and my manager at the time, really awesome person. We are still friends now, even on YouTube and stuff like that. I still talk to her, she still talk to me. We are still good, and she understood why I had to move on, and I'm just grateful that she took a chance on me. And my second interview, when I was interviewing for my job, we have an awesome relationship still. Like, I always joke around, and I'm like, because we're no longer like boss and like subordinates kind of thing, we're more like just co-workers now. I'm always joking around that when I went into the interview, the only question she asked was, "Oh, you're Jamaican, can you make jerk chicken?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "You're hired." And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm always joking around that that's the case, but of course it wasn't just that, but it was more like a conversation and stuff like that. So I'm just actually grateful for the blessings that has been coming my way, that's been coming my family way. And I just want to encourage you guys to just don't give up, because it's very possible for you guys all to experience the Canadian dream. It can be a very stressful experience, guys, in terms of waiting on IRCCs for your decision, and also not only that, but also making the transition can be a little bit nerve-wracking. But what I would tell you guys is just to be cautious, be careful, but also be optimistic, because the opportunities are limitless. Great, just so many different opportunities, right? So just keep your head screwed on properly, focus, remember why you're here, keep determined, and don't stop pushing. that's all I would have to say for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching it through to the end. If you haven't subscribed already, guys, please subscribe to our channel. Definitely smash a like on this video if you haven't smashed it already, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about our experience, and also, guys, what you think about our other videos. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Until the next video, Dems is out.